My name's Arthur, and I thought I'd share something with you guys really kind of fun today. When I do tricks and stuff like that, a lot of people always ask me questions. They go, how do you do it? And it's good to have questions. I don't always answer those questions, though. I'd rather just do another trick. But I got a question. Here's a question. So if you're in a room full of people, and everybody is wearing one of these newfangled mask things that everybody's supposed to be wearing, how do you know who's talking? Right? Because if somebody else is talking, you can't see their lips moving and stuff like that. And so I have come up with a solution, and this is what I would do. In a group situation, you bring out one of these, and now you can know who is talking at the moment. You could say witty things like, I don't know, something funny, a joke, and well, you get the idea. So I think this is it. I think this is going to be the big new communications no, okay, it's not going to be the communications tool. We'll put that away. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you guys today was about questions. And I brought some things. I found this in my room, in my magic trick studio room. This box, and it's really a cool looking box. If you look closely at it, it's got a lid, it's got a hasp, and I can open it up, and you can see there's a hole inside the box. It goes all the way through the box, and it's just big enough for this coin to fit through. Just like this. Watch here. We'll put the coin. That's funny, it's not going. There's something inside. There's something inside this box that's blocking the coin from traveling through. I don't know what that is. Oh well. Wait a minute. I can't do nothing about that. I gotta do something about it. I gotta find out what's inside this box. Let me open it up. Oh, you can't even see it. I can see it because I'm really close up, but look, there's a piece of glass inside the box. I could see you through it. There's actually a fingerprint on the glass too. And this piece of glass fits just right in that spot right there. It doesn't move around at all, just, well, maybe a little bit, but not enough. I'm gonna close the box. We'll just look all the way around this thing. Nothing tricky. Put the coin on top. I don't know how that coin's gonna travel through. I'm gonna hold this just by my fingertips and you can watch super duper close. I'm not gonna move, I'm not gonna breathe, I'm not gonna shake anything, and for some strange reason I don't know how it's gonna happen, but that coin's gonna fall through the glass, all the way through the plate. Box is still shut. Piece of glass is still in there. I don't know how that happened. You know, it makes me think, even when we have a lot of questions, what's really important is that when we have questions, man, keep moving on. You gotta keep going on. You could discover some cool stuff that way. All right, that's all I got for you guys right now. I'll see you later. Following Jesus is greater than anything you could imagine. When I try to imagine things, I'm limited. I'm limited in what I can see. Like this, I can measure height, I can measure width. Here we go. It used to fit before the COVID-19 had it on. But following Jesus is greater than what I can imagine. So I need a bigger piece of rope here. I brought one. Because if I'm going to follow Jesus, I need to know where he's from. Jesus created everything. He created the whole universe. He created the world. He created you and I. And while he's with God and while he's on his throne, he did something amazing. He said, I'm going to create myself a way of going down, leaving my throne, and join the people I created. And he did that. And while he lived here on the earth, he walked for 33 years. He healed the blind, healed the sick and the lame, raised the dead, and himself lived a life where he was cut off from the living. And when you unknot it and you untie the whole puzzle, you see that who was the greatest actually had made himself and become the smallest and the least of all of these. for us. So following Jesus, he went all the way to death for me. But by the power of the one, the power that was within him, the power that is him, the power that is in his Father, Jesus on the third day after being dead and crucified, that power raised him from the dead and actually brought me and us, everyone, to be with him. He calls us heirs. He calls us to be with him in all eternity, where every tear will be dried, where there'll be no more sorrow, no more pain. That's a lot to imagine. It's a lot to imagine that Jesus talks to his Father and he prays, he says, Father, just as you and I are one, he goes, I would like them to be one as well, so that we could actually be one together, all together. And that's greater than anything that I can imagine. And it's a beautiful thing that he actually walks in it through us. His power lives in us then each day, from the least all the way to the greatest, to live with him in fellowship. That's a great thing to imagine, and that's his promise, and it's true. Well, I hope this helped your imagination just a little bit, just a pinch of what it is to follow Jesus in some way. Hi, my name's Arthur Atzma, and I'm here to show you guys something really fun. And honestly, what could be funner than a green tube that has a bunch of juggling blocks inside of it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you could stick your hand inside of this tube if you wanted to, but you can just see all the way through it, sort of like a telescope. Actually, my hand can't even fit inside of there. The really neat thing, though, are these blocks. They got numbers on one side of them, and everything else is they're just blank. Got 4 of them, and this is what I like to do with them. 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, my favorite thing is to keep them in this order, where the 1's on top and the 4's on the bottom. Hold on, I think I did that backwards. 4's on top and 1's on the bottom. That's not the way they're supposed to be. I kind of made a mistake here, but they are juggling cubes. So all I have to do is snap my fingers, the cubes fly out of the tube, they juggle themselves, invisibly of course, and then they come back down inside of the tube in perfect order, just like so. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, one of the cool things is, oh wait, that 4 is on top again, and I actually want it on the bottom. Let me cover it with the tube. I snap my fingers, they jump out of the tube, they juggle themselves, invisibly of course, and then they rearrange themselves, 1, 2, 3, 4 again. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, let me show you something odd. 1, it's an odd number. I'm showing that one to you. 2, I won't show you. I'll turn that one around because that's an even number. 3, that's odd. And 4, we'll turn that one around as well. 1 and 3, odd. 4 and 2, not odd, they're even. But when I snap my fingers, the cubes jump out of the tube, they juggle themselves, they rearrange and actually turn themselves around so that they're all in the right order again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, let me show you something really odd. If we turn this 1 around this way, and if I turn this 3 around this way, and just show you the 2 and the 4, oh, I can see the 1 and the 3 over here. If I cover them up with the tubes and turn it around, now you would see the odd ones if I lifted this up. Unless I snap, they fly out of the cube, out of the tube, they juggle themselves magically, they land back in, and once again, they're back in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, let me show you something really weird. I don't understand how this works. You know, in our story, we heard the story about the prodigal son, how he left his home, he took everything that his father had given him and he spent it, he squandered it. He really messed up. When it comes down to forgiveness, sometimes we can wonder, can God forgive me after I've really messed things up? Let's turn these all different directions like this. That seems like such a mess. But God promises us that if we come to him with full forgiveness, if we ask him for forgiveness, he's faithful and able and just to forgive us and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. He makes everything right. Here, let me really turn it around this time. Because you might think, well, at least I do sometimes, that I've really messed things up. Where there's no hope, where things are spun the wrong way, and everything's even upside down. God says if we come to him, the forgiveness in our heart, we ask for forgiveness, forgive us from everything and make everything right.